Hi, this is Sarah again, and this is part 3 of a 3-part series on how to put together a new takedown recurve bow right out of the box. As I said in part 1, if you have a recurve specialist in your area, the easiest thing to do is just have the recurve specialist do this for you because they'll have the tools and it doesn't cost a whole lot to have it done. But if you don't have a recurve specialist in your area, these steps should get you to a setup bow fairly quickly and hopefully without a lot of hassle. You're going to need 2 tools for this step. You're going to need a bow square and you're going to need a set of knocking pliers. Now this is a special set of pliers that has a curved circle in the end. If you don't have knocking pliers, if you have a regular set of pliers, they can work, but you have to be very careful that when you have your Saunders knock set point, that you're going to have to carefully snug it down from all angles so that it doesn't become flat. You need to keep this thing round when it's attached. We're not going to want to have that flatten out. So a regular set of pliers can be used, but they are not ideal. It's a lot better if you have the proper tool, which is a knock set pliers. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and attach our bow square onto the string. And we're going to slide the bow square, once it's snapped on there, we're going to slide it down until the long measuring part sits on the arrow rest. That should be clicked on there. The bow square tool has 2 clicky parts right here that should click onto the string and hold it on. Now you see that this is sitting on here on the arrow rest the way an arrow would. Now on this end of the bow square, there's little markings, and it should show where it would be exactly centered to the arrow rest. What we want to do is we're going to crimp this small brass knock set bead onto the string about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch above center. Again, this is going to be 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch above center. So if you can look in here, you should see this little brass bead situated about 3/8 above center. I'm going to take my knock set pliers, holding the little bead on there carefully with my fingers, get the pliers around the bead and begin tightening down. Now I'm going to tighten this from several angles to make sure that my bead is finished being round, not flat. Once it's on there enough that it won't move, we can take off the bow square and finish tightening this down using our knock set pliers. I'm going to tighten this from several angles to make sure we get a nice round finished bead. As I said, you can use irregular pliers, but buying a simple set of knocking point pliers is going to give you a much more rounded, nicer looking result without sharp edges. Going to make your job a lot easier if you have the correct tool. Tightening this down from multiple angles, again to make sure our little bead is snug, as well as we're wanting it to look round when it is done. If you'll notice, the bead is on there. Nice and snug, it is not moving, and it is rounded. Some people like to put another bead lower on for a lower knock point to show that the arrow will go in between. I find that a little bit cumbersome, but if you would like to attach a second one, use about 1 pinky finger width and then attach the lower one just beneath that. This should get you all ready to go. This has been video 3. Great shooting and have a nice day.